Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Three in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. You're listening to the musical stylings of the greatest band in the world, Carly Cosgrove. I'm Bill, he's Josh, he's Alex, and this is Three in the Box. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Three in the Box Power Soccer podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. As always, I'm Bill Schultz, here with my buddies Josh and Alex. Thanks for joining us for episode 6.
Hey, everybody.
What's up?
What's going on? How we doing? It's April. We're 2 months away from Nationals. So exciting.
That's crazy.
I'm excited.
It's 2 months from this weekend,
coming
weekend.
Yeah,
but
literally,
counting,
it is.
Right? Yeah.
Who's counting?
I don't know. My deposit for the Airbnb is going to be due, so I'm counting.
You're Airbnb yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
Few of our Wisconsin folks sharing that.
Okay, I like
on
that.
an accessible place, which you can do, by the way. But
That's rare for Airbnb.
It is.
That's pretty rare.
It's hard to find.
Well,
but we have the one in Fort Wayne, probably.
Yeah. Now, is your whole squad coming?
Nah, not like
Just
the whole
a couple of them.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Smattering of us. Got to prep. Got to get ready for next year.
Very nice.
Right.
Well, guys, we got a lot of Power Soccer action to get to in the last 4 weeks. But I really just quickly, before we get started on that, wanted to mention that next week, no, maybe not next week, 2 weeks from now, I think is our deadline for merch. So if you are interested in a sticker or a t-shirt that says 3 in the box, we're going to post it on socials. We'll have Devin update the socials for us by Thursday when this comes out. But we want you to go ahead and message Mariah directly, Mariah Johnson, who is Alex's wife. She's handling all our merch, and you just got to message her with sizes and colors, and she will get you guys all squared away with that. And then you can pick them up at Nationals when we see y'all in June.
Hey, that'd be awesome.
We will also have merch at Nationals. But if you want to go ahead and get that pre-order in, please knock that out before the deadline.
And because we might have a limited supply by Nationals.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want a color, you want a size, let Mariah know. She's doing a great job designing and getting that stuff out to you guys. So give her a shout on social media.
Yeah, you all got to get on it because these shirts are awesome and the stickers are really awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on those stickers. It's so cool.
Yeah.
We ordered enough that we can sneak into Josh's hotel room and cover him in stickers.
Yeah.
So that when he wakes up,
that's
he's
fine.
just a 3 in the box sticker.
Yeah. Kind of like the episode of The Office where they wrap up everything and gift wrap them. Yeah, like that.
Actually, that'd be great. We should just sticker your entire, room or vehicle or something.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
All right. Yeah, guys, there's just a lot of Power Soccer action to cover in the month of April. But before we get to all the tournaments in April, we got one piece of business from March left over that we didn't. That was after our the episode before this one. So,
okay.
Our friends, the Chippewa Valley Hooligans, hosted a tournament in Menominee, Wisconsin that I had the pleasure of going to personally. It's the Cullen Connolly Shamrock Shakedown, and they host it yearly in honor of a former player. And Minnesota Shockwave was there and went 2-0. Minnesota United was there and went 2-0. Hooligans at their home tournament 2-1. And then we saw Minnesota Academy 0-2. And Minnesota Northern Lights 0-3. Now, I almost asked you guys a question off the air today that I saved for the air, and I'm gonna pick on Minnesota Northern Lights for just a second, because I was chatting with Coach Kevin a few weeks ago in Menominee, and they don't know if they're going to have Lene back for Nationals. And I'm wondering if that's going to change things when we rank these guys in a month.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that changes things.
Yeah.
Grant and Lene are dangerous duo, right? They've been playing together as brother and sister for years. So chemistry is as good as it can get, I would assume. So, she's a huge piece of that team. So, Yeah, I mean, I'll rank them as if she's going to be there, and then if for some, you can always throw the disclaimer out of if not, then yeah, I'm sure it would hurt them a few spots if
Yeah.
she's not going to be in attendance. Kind of reminds
And,
me of the
and
situation when Lakeshore was missing their main guy a couple years ago,
right.
and it just, yeah, it wasn't good. So
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough when and you mentioned Alex, like Grant and Lene have been playing together for so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult for any team when you take out a piece, right? I mean, something that is so unique about our sport is we have 4 players on the court at a time. When
right,
you have a team like mine or a team like Northern Lights, where you don't have like a long bench to pull from,
Mm-hmm.
your your core players really get used to being out there together. And when you
Mm-hmm.
take one out of the equation, regardless of how good you are, because listen, Lights, me to you, I think you're all excellent. Like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
the one team that I could never beat with Warriors. I don't think we ever beat them. I think they beat us every
Mm-hmm.
time. Great team, but it's tough to restack like that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's tough to do it during a nationals run, especially,
right.
right? So
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
anyway,
Isn't correct me if I'm wrong. Is Renee? Is she the keeper for their team as well?
keeper meaning Penny or keeper meaning like who's in net.
As in Penny, the goalie.
I think she used to wear it. Grant's certainly wearing it now.
Yeah.
You're testing my memory, though.
I think she used
I
to be. I
think she
can't
did
remember.
wear it the
Yeah.
majority of the time we coached against. I
Right.
coached against them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's true. But I've seen Grant. I've seen their team now twice this season in person, and Grant was in the penny. So
Okay. Now he's wearing it. Okay.
yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
So,
Okay.
and I
Well, I
think he
mean,
did sometimes before, but regardless, however they're doing it, they got to move some people around. They got to figure something
yeah.
else out.
Well, you gotta. It's like the name of our game. We gotta adapt. We gotta adapt and figure out a way to get back and thrive. Like kind
Absolutely.
of our motto: adapt and thrive.
Ooh, are
Yeah.
you? Yeah, teasing some
Yeah.
international there.
Thank you, thank you.
I was gonna mention that our old pal, friend of the pod, Grant Shipley, had 3 goals in 2 separate matches that
Hey,
weekend.
nice job, Grant. Way to go.
Oh, look at
Way to
that.
go.
I'll give you one of these, Grant. Just a
little masters,
little
little
masters
masters
class.
golf club.
A
Got it. I
little a
like it.
little
I like it.
pimento
I
cheese.
Yep. Yep. I like it.
as
Congratulations to Roy McIlroy.
right. Well, as much as I'm looking forward to re-ranking these teams, I can't wait to get Grant back on here just because he's like the little brother to Bill, and he's just
Yep.
always like,
Pushing the buttons. Yep.
yep,
Yeah, you
yep.
guys just like it because he picks on me.
Oh, it's
And
great. Nobody picks on you enough, so
That's fair.
so,
Well, that's
somebody got
fair.
to do it. Somebody got to
I
do it.
just
Hey, no, and I'm really looking forward to having Peyton back up because he
Yes.
gave Alex so much flack for ranking him at number 5 at the and they went 3-0 in the last tournament. So
I
he's
will.
they
I'll
had a good
give a
tournament.
little. I'll
yeah.
give a little insight. I have re-looked at re-ranking these teams already. I
Oh,
got a
have you?
little. I got a jump start on it, and man.
Every night, every
It's
single
just
night till 1 a.m.
no. It's just tougher than ever. It's just like
Yep.
I've moved teams around a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
we will see.
It's kind of like that meme where you see that meme all the time, like where the wife thinks in bed, like I wonder what my husband is thinking about at night, and it's just you thinking about the
It's just power
re-ranking of the
soccer
power
results.
soccer
Right.
ranking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. I like that.
Thank you. Oh goodness.
These guys are really getting into our personal details here on June. Okay. They're already in my bedroom. Like, all right, guys. So moving right along, the following weekend on April 5th, there were a couple tournaments I think that happened that weekend. Just a little reminder for our listeners: we can only cover your tournament if you send us the form. So
Mhm.
we can put that email address up again on the screen for you. It's 3itbpodcast@gmail.com.
Mhm.
Or you can send them directly to any one of us, including Nikki. who's lurking in the shadows.
And remember, all results are unofficial until made official by USPSA.
Company man.
Amen.
All right, so on April 5th, we had a tournament in Vermont. Let's just do this live. Did Zach send me? I asked Zach Schmoll to send me the name of this tournament earlier because I forgot it. Yeah, the NDAA Vermont Chargers Memorial Cup. Thanks, Zach.
Wow,
live and in living color.
That's a nice name.
Very cool. They had an awesome tournament, guys. 2 Canadian teams up in Vermont a couple of weeks ago. And as Alex already mentioned, CNY United, our friend Peyton's team, came away with the only flawless record on the weekend. They were 3-0.
Okay.
NEP
like
Wildcats were 1-1-1. VT Chargers, Vermont Chargers, 1-2. NEP Thundercats 0-3, and then we saw 2 Canadian teams, Juni Sport and Siva. I think I'm pronouncing those right.
Yeah.
And they were Juni was 0-1-1, and Siva was 1-2. So these are my Northeast teams that I guess we've talked about this, but I'm just not as familiar with these guys as I am. So it's nice as I am with the rest of the league. So it's nice to get some scores and see how they stack up against each other and some other competition.
Right.
Yeah, and they don't make it easy on you on top of it. Like, I've seen them in person, and then I watch some of these results, and it's difficult to rank all of them because I don't know how to explain it, but they show flashes of, one team is trending upwards, and then all of a sudden another team's trending upward. So you kind of like, there's this roller coaster going on up the Northeast. And I think we've touched on this in other episodes, but I think a lot of it has to do with familiarity, right? So,
that plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And also, like, I think, these guys are playing each other. They're playing each other all the time up there in the Northeast. And I talk about how I don't have a lot of context for these teams. They have all the context in the world, right? It's just like when Josh plays teams in the Bay Area, right? Josh,
Right.
you know all these teams, you've seen all these teams.
Mm-hmm.
I know all the teams in the upper Midwest, right? Minnesota, Wisconsin, ask me about them. And so to your point, Alex, I think it's easy to look at these records. I mean, 1-1-1, 1-2, 0-1-1, 0-3. I mean,
yeah,
these games are really close, and if we held another tournament 2 weeks from now, everybody would just flip around. So, A, the parity must be really good, right? Because all these teams are really competitive against each other. And B, we just don't have the nuances. We should have somebody from the Northeast come on the pod and
absolutely
translate for us what we're looking at.
That's a great idea.
I like it.
Another thing that kind of stands out to me is when you're looking at so I know we're all in conferences. There's 4 conferences, right? I understand that. But there's regional conferences. There's the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and then, the Texas. So it's almost trying to match up which one of those conferences comes out ahead of the other conferences going into nationals. That's so difficult to determine. It's as if I know we reference college a lot, but it'd be like the equivalent of the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the Pac-12. It's which team is strongest.
Which region is stronger? Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. We almost should. Here you go, board members. We have conferences, right? We call our divisions conferences in this sport. We should have regions. We should have regions where we're comparing upper Midwest, South, Southeast, Northeast, and West. It would be very interesting to me, and it would be interesting to see if we started comparing ourselves like that. If any of these regional games would start to change if we ranked them that way. Be interesting.
That would be interesting.
The only other thought I have is if you rank teams going into the season, and then you give them some type of net score every time you compete against one of them. So like one game holds more weight versus another game, right? But
kind of like a curve kind of thing, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Very cool.
Interesting.
More stuff to think about. More questions
And
to make you.
We'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this. You know, hit us up on in the comment section for the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Like, we love your guys' feedback. Like, what do you actually think about some of those things? Just
Also, if you're watching it on YouTube, hey, don't forget to subscribe because only 38% of you that are watching it are not subscribed. So get on that, hit that subscribe button. Don't worry about the like button. We don't care. Just hit the subscribe button so you can stay on top of these episodes. That's all we ask.
Just makes us look better.
It does. It makes our sport look better too.
I mean, it does. It certainly does.
Certainly does.
Real quick before we leave the Northeast, want to call out just a couple of in-game, single-game stat leaders. In the first match of the weekend, Adam Villanueva, 3 goals. Will Johnson, 4 assists. These are game stats.
Nice.
Match 4 on the weekend, a player named Anthony Eclair from Siva, 4 goals, 3 assists. That's, again, 1 game.
That's a great weekend.
And then Seth Bollinger for Vermont Chargers had 4 goals and an assist against the Thundercats. So
wow.
Some
scored 4 out of 5 goals for them.
That's it.
He was involved on all 5 scores, though.
Yeah, he had assists on the other one, yeah.
Well done, Seth. Good job. Well done.
With that, we move on. I know we're foaming at the mouth to talk about this one. Just this past weekend, we had the Chi-Town Showdown in Chicago, Illinois, attended by 1, 2, and 3 first, second, and third ranked teams from our own Premier Conference. I'm going to throw some numbers at you.
Please do. I can't wait to hear these.
Shockwave 2-0-1. RHI Sudden Impact 2-0-1. Turnstone Flyers 1 and 2. I know these guys already know this, but for those watching, game 1 of the weekend, Sudden Impact and Minnesota Shockwave tied 3-1. Turnstone lost to Impact 0-2. Shockwave beat Flyers 3-0. And then, where's the other one? No, that's pretty much, that was it. That was the head-to-heads. What do we think?
But Minnesota and RHI tying together, that's kind of breaking news, guys.
That's absolutely breaking news.
Because the guys and I were texting over the weekend on Saturday, and Alex texted us like, "Hey, did you guys hear?" Like, what? And he said Minnesota Shockwave tied with RHI, and we just went off on a tangent on the group chat. We're like, what is going on here? So it brought me back to that conversation that we had in our third episode, about Alex had brought it up. He said that is RHI Sudden Impact gonna be at the level where they can compete with the Shockwaves, and will they gel quick enough with Michael Archer joining onto the program?
I think we have our answer.
I think we might. We might have our answer. So this just got a lot more interesting. Leading into nationals, which is just 2 months away from now. So I'm very curious. This could be. If you guys are living, if you're all coming to nationals, bring your popcorn because this could be a showdown.
That's what I was just thinking. I will be in the stands with my popcorn, just watching some good power soccer, because that match, and not the match, what gets left out of this is Turnstone. Unfortunately, they're a quality club too. So, based on the results this week, yes, the talk is going to be RHI and Minnesota. Again, I've mentioned this before. I'm really interested in see how the draw plays out for both sides, and that to me is going to determine how this thing plays out. But there's going to be a lot of good power soccer in the Premier Conference. Not to mention all 4 conferences, I think this year is going to just be awesome. But if we're talking championship Sunday, you're going to be watching a semifinal and a final of just absolute pure power soccer. So,
but Alex, to merge those last 2 points you just made, and we made those 2 points separately on the last episode. I think it was our very last episode we talked about this. And I got all the respect and love in the world for Turnstone Flyers. Guys, I think you're fantastic. I've said
Great
so
team.
before. But if I'm looking at this and we're talking about how they get seeded, Alex, and how they perform, what I'm looking at is they both lost. They lost. Turnstone Flyers lost 2-0 to Impact and 3-0 to Shockwave. If that happens in pool play, then we know that Shockwave and Impact are the 1 seeds, or at least the 1 and the 2 seed that are going to be on opposite sides of the bracket. The reason that's important is because, I guess Turnstone could end up in 1 and Impact and Shockwave the other, but I still think,
Well, I guess my question is, who gets Turnstone? Because if they're both going to be the 1 seed, I guess if you're going on overall record, Minnesota would be the overall number 1. And then RHI would be the overall number 2. So I'm assuming Turnstone would be number 3. And then those 2 would have to battle it out, essentially, for the right to play Shockwave. But there's a lot of teams that have a lot to say about that before that all plays out the way
we're crowning these guys top 3. They got a lot of teams to go through before.
And there's a lot of good teams and a lot of improving teams. I got my eye on the Galaxy this year.
I was just about to mention that.
They're out there crushing people. So can we get a little insight, Josh? What's going on out there?
I just saw them last month, and they look really good. They're clicking, they're dominant. Connolly's clicking on all cylinders. Ulysses is doing really well, and Steve he's still sniping like there's no tomorrow. So they're just really well balanced team, and they're quick. They're very, very fast and accurate. So they're up there for me. They're up there. I'm not gonna say my ranking yet, but they're higher than I thought. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think I'm always excited. Don't tell them I said this. I'm always excited every year to watch Flash, get in a gym with the other teams in their conference, because they just always play so far above their heads when it comes to this time of year. And I'm always so in awe of them. Don't tell them I said this. That I'm, you got Galaxy there, you've got Flash there. These are not slouch teams that these big 3 got to get through to get there. So it's consistency too at the end of the day, and being able to run for 4 days straight the way you do.
Yeah, I think something I would add with the Flash then is every single year that they're going to be up in the Premier League is another year of experience, and they're getting older, more mature, and they're just going to get better and better. So I think the gap is closing a little bit on the Shockwave. I don't think it's as widespread as it used to be, but at the same time, there's still the Shockwave. So as much as you want to see that healthy competition, Shockwave is probably watching some of this stuff and going listen, you're right, we did tie, but we didn't lose, and we've been on a dominant run ourselves. So hey, you still got to get through us. I'm sure this game, no matter what, is going to motivate them. Probably to a point that maybe they needed a push. Maybe it starts to get stale. Maybe it starts to get stale after a while, and then you're just going through the motions, and then finally somebody punches you in the mouth a little bit, and you're just like, what are we doing over here? So
they're like Thanos right now.
Yeah.
I think it's motivation for both teams. Shockwave, needs to be looking in the rearview mirror, and Impact got a lot of, I'm sure, validation for the work that they've been putting in up to this point. That if they do the right things, they can get there, and if they work a little harder, maybe they can,
can I ask you something, Bill?
Yeah.
Do you think that now with the result like that, yes, they are going to have to work harder, but you just mentioned looking in the rear view. Have they ever really felt pressure? Because pressure does a lot of different things to you, and people deal with pressure differently. So, does that become a factor going into nationals?
If you're asking me, I think this does not answer your question, but here's what I think. I know Riley, I know Chad, I know Nathan, I know Pete, and I literally watch these guys perform precision surgery with scalpels out there all the time. And then after the game, and I just saw this in Eau Claire 3 weeks ago, and I saw it, excuse me, a month before that up in Minneapolis. It doesn't matter whether they're playing a team they beat 10-0 or a team they drew 3-3. They're over in the corner next to the bleachers, working back through that. And the thing that always blows my mind about Riley, Chad, and Pete in particular is the way that they remember every little minute piece of every little play they run. I can't even eavesdrop on them because I can't follow what they're saying. They remember all these minute details, and they're talking to each other. I don't know. Do they feel pressure? Yeah, they know there's if I had to guess, they know there's a team coming for them that's got, because I think if you ask any of those impact players, what's the goal? It's this, right? So, but when we had Riley on the pod, he said it's been 5 years since somebody's beat us. They're going to have to prove it. And you know what? Right. After a weekend where they tied somebody, they still haven't lost.
Right.
So,
correct.
As much as, I know that that's fueling a lot of people's fire when Riley says stuff like that. But guess what? We've been talking about them for the last 8 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Guess what? They still don't have a loss. So I don't know. I don't know.
It does put a target on their back. They are human after all. They
certainly.
They tied. They didn't lose, but they still tied.
Yeah.
But like you guys said, I think it'll just motivate them, to work harder.
I think so. I think they're going to be just fine, and I think a lot of them play for Team USA. So pressure. If you want to talk pressure, putting the country on your back and then having to go out there and perform. I'm sure that molds you to be able to handle the domestic league. So, but it'll be interesting. It'll be the first time to really get it. And we'll see how it plays out. So,
what's the percentage of U.S. national team players that are on either Shockwave or Impact? Is it greater than 50%?
Yeah, it's more than that. It's quite.
Seems like it. Yeah.
You mean on the last squad?
Well, yeah,
the last squad. It was Winslow.
I wasn't. Yeah, we don't have to actually do the math.
But there were I think there were 5 of them.
I'm just making the point that.
Exactly.
And that doesn't count Michael Archer, right? So I think as much as Impact is hey, we're right there. Let's go work hard.
Yep.
Minnesota Shockwave's going, hey, they're right there.
Yeah.
And they're going back and they're doing exactly the same thing.
And then I think why I always lean with Archer is because he has this gear. I don't know if anybody else has the gear when he digs in and he almost goes Jordan, where he just something clicks and he's like, no, I'm putting this on my back. So
cheat code mode.
Yeah,
he kind of almost like a Mamba mentality.
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm getting at. He has a very, very strong mental focus that is almost unparalleled.
Right.
There's a few other players that I would say that have similar range, but I would say he's definitely the X factor going into all this for the tournament for nationals. So
amazing. Well, guys, I'm looking at the clock here, and we got a couple more.
Sure. A couple more tournaments, right?
To go here. Correct. We got 2 more to talk about. So next up, 2 weekends ago, I guess, on the 12th of April, Sacramento Republic hosted the Capital Classic out there in California.
Yep.
We had Sac Republic, San Jose Flash, who we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Steamrollers were there. Both Bork teams, the Shockers and the Bombers,
Hey, there you
and
go.
LA Angels.
Mm-hmm.
The scheduling here, you know, I don't envy anybody that has to make a tournament schedule in this, you know, climate. But we had 3 undefeated teams: Sac Republic, San Jose Flash, and San Jose Steamrollers all went 2-0. Borp Shockers 2-2, Bombers 0-3, and then LA Angels were 0-4 in this. It was interesting to see Sac Republic. I mean, they're at the top of this. They won 3 matches handily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And LA Angels is struggling, you know? I mean, they're not where we had them either.
Yeah. You got some insight there, Josh?
I did not go to this tournament, so I don't have the insights.
I guess in a general picture for the West Coast teams.
Yeah.
Because LA Angels is a newly formed team, but they have veterans on there who have played multiple years. So
yeah.
I mean, you've played them straight up, right? So
yep.
I mean, what do you kind of think of them overall?
Well, they're a good team. They are better than I expected when I previously ranked them. So I'm actually really surprised that they lost all 4 games. So I don't know what happened. But they're a very strong team. They got this new kid Chase that I talked about. You got Julian, you got Joel Rodriguez, and I can't remember the other name, but they're a very good team, and I'm very shocked at the way the results came out.
Is this a team chemistry thing, Josh?
I don't know. I mean, like we said, they are a new team, but they're not that new because they're really just a split off from the Galaxy.
Well, that's why I bring up chemistry, because it's like, if you know, it's a new configuration of players, and we talked about this a little bit earlier when we were talking about fights, and even we've talked about it before with Impact. Like, how long does it take a team, even of great players, to mesh together? I think it depends.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, obviously, the LA Angels are going to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they need to work on. Because I'm pretty sure they're doing another tournament that they're hosting next month, a couple weeks from now. I'm curious to see, because they're going to be playing strong teams. And so, obviously, when you play strong teams, it's going to make you work harder and get ready for the Nationals. So, I hope that the LA Angels turn it around, because they have the talent. San Jose Flash and Steamrollers only played 2 games apiece, because they only came on Saturday. They didn't want to stay for the second day, so they played on Saturday. It was a 2-dayer. But it seemed like it was a good turnout. I was unable to go because we were busy. So, but yeah.
Josh was busy Hollywood.
Right. Do you think there's an advantage to the West Coast teams where it seems like they have tournaments almost every other week, and they'll jump in for a couple, but you're getting consistent play, you know, every few weeks?
Well, I think there is an advantage. I think, to me, there's an advantage. For us, the Gophers, we're pretty up north, so we don't get as many as the Golden State Ducks, the San Jose Flash, the San Jose Steamrollers. It seems like they play a tournament every weekend. I mean, that's what it feels like. But
San Jose alone has one every month, do they not? Or pretty much?
At least once every month. So, so they get a lot of time, and it's so great for both San Jose Flash and the Ducks to play against each other, because they're both in a premier level conference, and so it just makes both of them that much better leading into Nationals.
Yeah.
And they'll probably have to play each other at Nationals.
Yeah, which will be a good one.
Which will be a very good one.
And we've been talking about all these other teams, and here we go. Ducks. We mentioned the Flash, but and we touched on Galaxy, but we haven't even said anything about the Ducks until right now. Yeah. I mean, are we sleeping on them also? Because they seem to be a pretty quality squad.
I'm not sleeping on them anymore after I saw what they did in Battle at the Bay last month. They are a very scary team.
Nationals is going to be great this year.
Oh yeah, I think our sport is gonna put on a show this year.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
really think so.
And
At
we didn't.
all four levels.
awesome.
I completely agree. And the one that I'm looking at here is Sac Republic too. Like no disrespect to them, but like no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it up, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
any of us had them ranked super high. They go
Mm-hmm.
3-0, and
Mm-hmm.
there's some margins here. I mean,
Yeah.
+3, +2 in terms of goal differential.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a team that maybe wasn't on my radar that is now.
Well, the Sac Republic is a non-conference this year, so we'll
They're not in
see.
presidents?
Nope, the non-conference this year.
Well, you learn something new every day,
You
and
learn something
sometimes
new
it's
every day.
in front
So
of the
they're
audience.
rebuilding. They're rebuilding their team, and it sounds like they got a couple of new strike force players. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
So
seems like they're doing okay.
yeah, very excited for them. So
Right on.
I hope to see them back at nationals soon, but it won't be this year.
Good to know. You heard it here
Mhm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua, we have one more competition to talk about. Do you want to lead the
We
way?
do. Yeah, so the Chico Gophers, we hosted our very first tournament. We weren't going to this year because we're a new team, but an opportunity came up to where we could. So we hosted a tournament with the Rose City Renegades from Portland, Oregon. So they are the Founders Conference team. We played, this is our first tournament called the West Coast Cup, and that's what it's going to be from now on. So we tied with them 2-2 against the Rose City Renegades. Then we won 2-1 against them in the second game. And in the third game, we lost to them. But since there was a trophy involved, which is right behind me, clearly we won. But we were losing 3-0 going into at the end of regulation. But we both teams agreed, hey, let's have fun. Let's go into overtime. So we did overtime golden goal, and we ended up winning it on a nice little goal. So
Who scored
it was a
that goal?
great. This guy. This guy, but I couldn't have done it without my teammate, Lady Viegas. She made me look good. 'Cause as we all know, she got a strong kick, and so couldn't have done it without her. But I just want to say thank you to Rose City Renegades for coming all the way out here. It's a 10-hour drive for them, and but we had a fun time. Though we hung out and we went to dinner. Both teams at the same restaurant. We got a private room and we just hung out. Big old family kind of reunion kind of thing. But
Nice.
but yeah, I'm still holding on to the fact that the Rose City Renegades are a heavy favorite for me in their conference. But we'll talk about that in the next episode. So, but stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just occurred to me that like Rose City is kind of on an island up there. Like there's not
They kind of are. Yeah.
Don't
many
they-
teams.
Don't they
Yeah.
need Seattle? I mean, is it?
We need a Seattle. We need a Seattle
Oh, yeah.
expansion like every other league in this country.
Yeah, exactly. The Seattle Supersonics out.
Yeah.
Yep,
They have a hockey team now again.
they do. The Seattle Krakens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they got a soccer team. What? The Seattle Sound is it, or what is it?
Sounders.
Timbers?
Sounders.
Sounders.
Oh, Sounders. Sorry,
Portland,
my bad.
and then-
Portland is the Timbers.
Portland, that's
Right.
right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's a regional rivalry right there. So Power Soccer
Yeah.
needs Seattle.
Yeah,
West
well,
Coast regional director.
Yep. Hey, we're working on it. Actually, we'll see. We'll see. There's something might be happening. We'll see. Stay tuned for that. We'll see.
Josh is teasing expansion teams now.
Right. It's awesome.
You don't know.
But yeah, it was a fun time. We had a blast.
Sweet.
Good. Glad to hear it. And you got your trophy and a sick flag back there.
Yeah. What do you guys
Right,
think of that decor,
right.
huh? Yeah.
Before we started recording today, Josh was just low-key like in the back of the frame, like adjusting his banner and the trophy to
Right.
make it look perfect, so you could all see it exactly the way. It's
No.
positioned.
Hey,
Right.
don't make me look bad, okay? The trophy was behind my head. It was
Attention to
coming out of my
detail.
head, so I had to move it over. Thank you, Nikki, for blowing my picture up. But it's like it was right there. Like I look like a Pikmin from that old video game, and so I had to move it out of the way, so it's not coming out of my head. So
Somebody,
There you
I
go.
think Alex told Josh he had antlers, and he was not willing to proceed as such.
hey, well, at least I'm not the whitetail. So
Wow, What's wrong with the whitetails? You gotta.
Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. A rivalry is born.
I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of either one of you.
Oh gosh, that's great.
Well, we didn't get Nikki in here at all this episode, but Nikki Dwyer's been hanging out with us, pressing buttons. Thank you, Nikki, for your help.
Yeah, telling us to speed it up.
Yeah, she actually did kind of keep us to task a little bit today, which we need very much. And thank you to the rest of you for joining us for episode 6. We'll be back next month with those updates to our rankings. Very much hoping to get Grant and Peyton back on the pod to work through those with us. So we got that to look forward to next month.
So, Bill, what we got going on in the next segment?
I'm glad you asked, Alex. We have a 2-part feature for the rest of the episode today. We are chatting with Jesse of Josh's Chico Gophers, who is a first-year player on his team. And then we are chatting with Brendan, who is a first-year player for the Alex's Brooks Barracudas. So we got a first-year player and a second-year player that we really enjoyed talking to, and we're going to take you guys to that.
Yeah. And our friend Brendan alludes to the fact that I have RBF. Isn't that right, Josh?
No comment.
Josh said it. You said it before plenty of times off air.
Can we say RBF on a family-friendly podcast? Are we treading a line here? Yeah. We better call our sponsors and make sure we
might.
All right, guys. Well, we're excited to get to these interviews. We want to thank Jesse and Brennan for joining us for these, and thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you in May.
From everyone at the 3 in the Box, we want to share our heartfelt condolences with the teammates, family, and friends of Ryan Keneally. Ryan played for the Arizona Sun Devils before moving to Portland, Oregon, where he founded the Rose City Renegades. Ryan led Rose City to a 4th place finish in their first national tournament in 2024. Ryan is the latest member of a power soccer family taken from us too soon.
Hey everybody, Bill, Alex, and Josh here as per usual. We're here today with somebody that Josh knows well, but Alex and I are going to hopefully get to know here on the air. I should have asked how to pronounce his name before I did this introduction. Is it Bracisco?
Yeah, we like to call him Bracisco. Jesse Bracisco. Jesse, get in here. Jesse, get in here. There you are. Hey.
It's Bracisco. It's very Italian.
This is all staying in, by the way. This is
all. This is staying in.
No, of course it is.
I was better not take that out.
This is in the moment. So anyway, welcome, Jesse. Thank you for joining 3 in the Box podcast. We are here to talk to Jesse today about his experience as a first-year player for the Chico Gophers. Josh, tell people where Chico, California is, for those who don't know.
Chico is this little town, little college town, an hour and a half away from Sacramento in California. So
What's the California definition of little?
We're about, Jesse, how big are we in Chico? We're like 120, but a lot of it, like 30,000 of it is college students.
Not small.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. 120.
Like a medium-sized city.
That's small for California. Okay, let me refrain from that. It's populated, but it's got the small town feel.
I grew up in a town that had 8,500 people in it.
Okay, that's real small.
I grew up in a town of 10,000. So
I grew up in a town of 500.
Yeah. That there, Jesse wins.
And then small to Josh is 120,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, like I said, it's got a small town feel to it. Gosh, you guys suck.
When he says small, I laugh.
Hey, it's not in relation to my stature. Okay, back off.
All right, so Jesse, thank you for joining us today.
Great to be
as
here.
Ridiculous as these last 3 minutes have been, people don't know we just spent 45 minutes prepping for this interview.
Yep.
So poor Jesse has got the full 3 in the Box experience today. We're all excited to go. Jesse, I'm just going to jump right into the questions for you, if that's all right.
Let's do it.
Will you tell us how you were introduced to power soccer, and then when did you decide you wanted to do it?
So actually, I was introduced to power soccer as a kid. I was injured at 10 years old.
Somebody's
Please
at your
hold.
I
door.
apologize.
Please hold.
So I was injured at 10 years old, and I was introduced to a camp called Abilities First, actually here in Chico.
Mhm.
And this camp did a lot of sports with people with disabilities, and one of them was power soccer, and that intrigued me the most. I was so just in love with it. Now, back 25 years ago, the ball was like 3 times the size it is now, and it was more crash test dummy than anything else, which probably why it appealed to me. But yeah, so when I grew up and got older, I was just really intrigued, and I had done something in Berkeley when I went there about 20 years ago. Never actually really got involved with the team as much as I just went to practices. But then when I moved out to Chico here, I ran into Josh and he invited me. And the idea of joining a team of a bunch of cripples, being all excited.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was perfect opportunity to be in a community and be with, so many cool people. And that's what really got me excited as a first year, was to get back involved in a sport that I loved as a kid and to meet some really great people.
See, I love that. And I was just telling somebody else, like I think the thing we sell the least about this sport is the community around it. Because I think like what draws
Yeah.
so many people to this, even people that aren't necessarily sports fans, is like the community that exists around power soccer, hanging out with a bunch of cripples, as you so eloquently put it. Like that's what makes me want to coach and run a team. And I think it's the reason a lot of people come play soccer.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like I actually recruited his housemate first. So his housemate was the one I came to the clinic a year and a half ago, and he's he got hooked immediately. He says, "Hey, I got a housemate,
Mhm.
Jesse. Get him out of the house because I want him out of the house for so many reasons." So
man.
I said, "Great, bring him on over. Want coffee?"
And
Yeah.
at the same time, a mutual friend of ours was also telling me about somebody who had just moved to Chico
Yeah.
named Josh Berger, and I need to get in touch with him because he does power soccer and is trying to get a team started.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot
I was
about
gonna
that.
ask.
I was getting pushed in 2 fronts.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask like what sketchy places you were hanging out to get hooked up with this kid. Like that was gonna be my
Hey,
next
hey,
question.
hey! I treat him to a nice coffee, okay?
Right.
He did. That's what sold the deal. He
Yeah,
took
it's a
the coffee.
coffee, not me.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh man. Well, I'll ask the next question. Jesse, is the competition harder or easier than you expected?
Are you kidding me? I'm a video gamer, dude. I spent my life kicking butt on video games. I knew I was going to come and wipe the floor with you all. No, I'm kidding. No, I am amazed at the amount of talent out there and the amount of ability, the precision needed to work these chairs is unlike anything that I would have thought of 20 years ago. It is so cool to see the league develop into such a skilled passing endeavor of what it is now. I knew I was going to struggle. I had no idea that there was going to be so many great people, though. So, yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed with how many amazing and talented people are already in this sport.
Yeah, I mean it's vastly different from when you first started. Like you said, the ball was a lot
Oh, yeah.
bigger, but back then the game was a push league, pushing game. Now it's more of a open court passing game. So it's so different from when you last played.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
great.
and that's cool to me. Like as a first year, like as a first committed year player, like that even you notice that because we talk about it all the time in game, like how different it's played now versus then. I think it's cool for you to come in with a different lens and still be like, oh yeah, it's way more passing, it's way more open.
Yeah, it's. I feel honored to have that perspective. You know, as you said, as a first year, you don't get the history perspective very often, but
Right.
already be have known about the sport and to not have really been in it, but to be witnessed it and to see the changes is so freaking cool.
It's awesome.
I'm just so glad I finally got involved and am now part of it.
Couldn't be happy to have you on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think you kind of answered this a little bit, but what is most different about power soccer from what you expected in the beginning?
Oh, what is most?
I guess like being in the strike force, like, you know, what's the biggest difference
No,
you
because
see?
I knew the strike force shares would be a challenge, and I would say the overall knowing your position and the amount of awareness you need of the court is probably much bigger than what I thought I was going to need. There is your brain has to be in gear 100% of the time. It's really hard to play just reactionary because if you play reactionary, you're either out of place or you're in someone else's space or you're going to draw a foul or just you're going to make a play and then it's going to be reflected right back at you and past you, and you just got to know everything of what you're doing. Just the amount of awareness you need on the court is definitely something that I'm still learning, and I think I'm loving the most.
Yeah, and I love that answer because I feel like you hit the nail on the head here. I bet you a lot of people that are going to tune into this are thinking the same thing you are. Like, wow, you really do have to be locked in for 40 minutes. And whether you're in the game or on the sideline, you still got to stay engaged. You got to – I think one of the toughest things for younger players is that spatial awareness and being ready to maneuver so you're not getting the 2-on-1s and some of these other calls. And it's just the rite of passage, I think. You just have to navigate it and figure it out for yourself. And everybody does it at a different level. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was telling Jesse the other day, like, Jesse, being that this is his first time seeing strike force chillers in action from when he first played, like, he gets caught ball watching, but he gets caught ball watching because he's like, oh my gosh,
cool.
the ball is going so fast.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesse, get in the game. Stop ball watching.
Hey, I thought these practices were supposed to be confidential. No.
Well, this is awkward.
Josh like selectively shares pieces of practice.
I do.
He's very
Alex
is the same, actually. Both these guys, they very selectively share pieces of what they're up to and selectively not pieces of what they're up to. So Jesse, like, this rolls right into the next question very easily. Like, is that the hardest part of power soccer? Is like staying engaged for an hour, or what would you say is like the biggest thing for you in terms of like what's the hardest?
Getting the muscle memory down of the touchiness of the chairs. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I think that has been my biggest challenge. Is those chairs are so sensitive, and you just not only are they sensitive, you want to push yourself to be as good as other people out there. So even like today, I went to Josh. I'm like, hey, we need to up my turning. I need to be able to get some force on these balls. So we upped it, and all practice, I felt myself like that was the struggle I was having, was getting the sensitivity down and getting the muscle memory down. But it's a lot of fun learning. Since that's like the hardest part, when you feel yourself getting more and more control, that hardest part is just more rewarding. I think that's why I think it's the hardest part, because I feel most rewarded by my control and my development of my control the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. I love all that. I love that you said like learning. I don't remember exactly what you said, but like learning is the fun part. Like I love
Oh
that.
yeah.
Like Berger managed to find himself a very coachable player here. I'm jealous. I love that for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you're going to be a part of a team sport, I think you have to have a coachability aspect to you.
Mhm.
Even people who don't like to be coached, they'll listen. You know, maybe they won't appear that way on surface, but they'll take in what you tell them, put it in. It's to be able to want to have that though is something that has always been within me. I want to learn more, and I sometimes will take that too far. Like I feel in practice, I'll stop the tempo. I'll be like, wait. What could I have done different here? Is that position I was in? Is that good? When I move there? Is that good? And you have the coach like, yeah. But let's get back to tempo. Come on, tempo. So it can be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. But I really do enjoy the people that I'm around. You know, they're very coaching's kind of in them. You know, with Josh having his dad being our coach, and we have people like Hunter, who has taken me aside and showed me little things. Lady that I could just learn from with her great shooting and accuracy. And then just around, we all want to learn from each other. And I think that's just a great part of this team is we really listen and we really just want to learn.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking about like the roster construction of Chico Gophers now, and I'm like, man, you lucky little son of a gun. Dude's got Mr. Coachable over here.
Yep.
Hunter. Is it Horkheimer? Is that his
Yep.
last name?
Yep.
Somewhere you pulled Lady Viegas off of a bunch of successful rosters that have already existed. And then you're out there supermaning around. Like, I don't know how you came up. Like, you don't have any excuses, Chico Gophers. Like, you better get this thing done. Like, I don't know where you found all these people. But
hey, they all came flocking in. I mean,
that's amazing.
I created a team. My dad and I created it, and we got Jesse, Garrett, and Natty, and those are the two others that you'll get to meet someday at nationals. They're awesome people.
When I think of when I hear that answer, I'm just like, man, because to me, always, chemistry is the most important part of this entire sport. That's what I think.
So true, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And in sport in general, because you'll see a team with great chemistry and then a team with pure talent, right? And the chemistry will beat out the talent, 8 out of 10 times, right? So,
but Alex, that's such a good point. And it ties back to like creating a community, right? Like I don't talk nice about Josh Berger very much, but like honestly, he's obviously created a culture that people feel comfortable like wanting to be there, wanting to play with their teammates, and finding that chemistry is a part of being comfortable with the people that you're with, like day in and day out in practice. So that just speaks volumes about what you guys are building. Like I think it must be amazing.
I mean, it was my dad and I objective was to create a family first. Like the team has to be family first.
That's amazing.
Then you have fun. Then the competition comes after. The more you have fun, the more successful you are. That's what I've always believed. Because if you can learn to trust your family members, aka your teammates, then you're gonna be successful. Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely feel that with this team.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah.
You hear that, young players? It's okay to ask questions. Yep, it's okay to ask questions like Jesse said. Like we want you to be coachable.
I thought you were about to plug Chico Gophers. Like, come on over to Chico.
No. I don't do that. That's not what I do. That's not my thing.
Yeah, it's not his thing. That's my thing. Get over here. We want you. Come on.
Oh gosh.
Just low key running a promo for his team here.
So, I mean, kind of staying in that realm, what would you tell someone who is hesitant on the fence about playing?
I would say that you're you being hesitant is valid. There's a lot of commitments. There's a lot of things that have to be done before you can join a team successfully. It's very hard. I know that sounds like a very scary answer to that question, and that's not a good recruiting tool, but I think that is a great recruiting tool in the sense that coming here gives you people, and it gives you a resource of people to pick ideas off of to learn how to be better suited to be structured in, whether it's knowing from other people who have done caregiving things, had caregiver issues, or who just has wheelchair knowledge or knowledge of services or just knowledge of how to turn yourself more. The amount of knowledge you can get to solve those problems is best in communities. And this community is a great one to reach out to try and find ways. So if you're hesitant because of all those things that I just listed, this is a great way to help solve those issues that you're having. Or I hope that answer kind of makes you more aware that this could be a great solution to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Love that.
And
that was good.
I hope this message that you just sent gets out there and reaches some of those people that are, they're just bumping into power soccer for the first time, or they've heard about it, but they weren't quite sure whether or not they want to do that. So yeah, I really hope that, somebody out there sees this because that's awesome. That's an awesome answer.
Jesse, I got a little off-script question here for you. How do you feel like has power soccer changed the way you go about things now in your everyday life off the court?
Good question.
Yeah, I really had a very structured life in the sense that, I had to live around a caregiver schedule. I had to live around a very cared schedule to maximize comfort. This really got me out of my comfort zone. And being out of your comfort zone is so rewarding when you develop familiarity with it. I'm still not comfortable, and I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable constantly readjusting schedules and doing extra planning, but I am getting more familiar with it, and that is so dang rewarding. The feeling I get of being able to have fun and feel accomplished for doing something and being part of a community and being part of this great team is just very mentally motivating and just gives me a very healthy perspective. It really puts a lot of my other issues I deal with, like depression and other aspects that might, come with the territory of being disabled. It's puts them in a better light, or it makes them more comfortable because I'm around so many people that are struggling with the same.
Oh, well, thank you for that. That was really great.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's so massive. And yeah, I think that's, I've heard that from so many people, just that and to your point earlier about it is a commitment. There is a lot to it, but what you're going to gain back from it, not just in okay, you're competing in a sport, but it's so much more than that.
Right.
It's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Thank you for being open and honest in your answer. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
Just don't pry too deep, okay? I don't want to be too honest on here.
You just let us know. You don't have to answer any of these if you don't want to. Here's what I hope is a little more, of a straightforward one. What's your favorite experience in power soccer so far? What's your favorite moment, Ben?
Every time I could get that spin right and feel that ball smack right where I need it to, before I even could see that ball fly, that feeling right there.
The moment you've hit a home run, like that.
Yes. Yes. before the ball even goes flying, that moment of connection where you know you did right there.
Amazing.
It's a great feeling. But also there's the aspects of goalie and the where you could read a play right and get right in a position where your team, where the offense did everything right, but you as a defender were in the right position.
Yep.
Those two aspects I think have been the most emotionally driven and exciting moments of my power soccer career so far.
Jesse, can I tell you my favorite experience with you being on the team so far? And I think you know where I'm going with this one. Was it your first day in the Strike Force chair at practice, this moment that I'm talking about?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Which one? I don't know which one you're talking about.
Actually, there's a couple, but I'll go with this one. But Jesse, I think it was his first day in the Strike Force chair, or maybe just the last one in his normal chair, and he was in the goal box and he was goalie, and I was fighting the ball and I was trying to push it through Jesse, and he was sideways, and Jesse just goes, "Whee!" And I just lost it. Cause in all my years of playing power soccer, I've never heard a grown man in a goal box go "Wee!" and we all just lost it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this guy is definitely meant to be on this team.
Gotta have fun out there. Gotta have
exactly.
fun.
Oh yeah. I definitely want to bring a little fun aspect to that.
Yeah.
Court.
And on behalf of 3 in the Box podcast and all of our listeners,
yes,
as much as you control Josh, that would just be amazing for the rest of us. The harder and funnier you can make it on him, we all appreciate.
Well, there you go.
I will do my part.
Love that.
Great. Yeah, Thank you so much, Bill.
You're welcome. I do have to ask this, though. Are we the only ones that call him Hollywood, or do you guys do that, too?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Hollywood.
Jesse doesn't. Great. Now you told Jesse. Question. Jesse doesn't know about it. None of the team.
I don't know about this. I got to know about this so I can tell
Do you have the glasses today, Josh? Are they?
They're somewhere buried. I don't know where it is.
So we call him Hollywood because he's so his personality is just shines through, and then he's got these aviator glasses, so we just started calling him Hollywood. And he knows everybody in the power soccer community from pick a team and then a number, and Berger knows who it is. So
he's the closest thing to a celebrity we got here.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. No.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Jesse, it was one time. It was 2 years ago. I walked down Nashville with aviator sunglasses, not thinking twice about it. And everybody goes, "Oh!" I'm like, "What is happening?" So "Oh, great! Now I got Bernie sunglasses." And
he says after last episode, putting them on voluntarily for the show.
Yeah, well, I found them. I had to find it.
Okay, see, Josh, one's understandable. Two's a trend.
Yeah.
Quiet down, you. You're gonna sit on the bench next game.
Get ready for. Oh my god. It's all right. Season 2 is 3 in the Box. We're selling Josh merch, which
yes. I bet you those would sell more than anything else.
Oh, come on.
Let Mariah know. Let Mariah know. Season 2.
Yeah, Mariah's a merch.
We can get a picture of him in his aviators and just doing his thing out on the court or something.
All right. Well, we've given Josh too much attention for one episode.
Oh, gosh.
Right,
too much. All
right, Jesse. So we'll get back on track a little bit here. Tell us a little bit about your team from your perspective and what stands out to you.
We're definitely an inexperienced team. We're a new team. We got some great veterans, though. I think we're one of those teams that we have a lot of really talented people. Most of us are really raw in our talent. Mm-hmm. We're still trying to put it together. But we're a team that has a lot of care, I think. If I'm going to say one thing first about this team, it's we have a lot of care. We care about each other. We seem to really trying to feel each other on the court. There's not really a lot of fight. There's not really any fighting or drama on the court. We are a team that is trying to put it together, and I see us putting it together really well. I see future in this team. I really do. I mean, if you want to ask me what I see in this team, it's what you're. It's I see what you guys want to see in a team, and what you're going to see in us very soon.
Nice.
Oh boy.
I like that. Yeah, no pressure, Burger.
Yeah, no pressure. Ooh, thanks a lot, Jesse.
What?
You're running suicide drills next practice, by the way.
Yeah.
What is that in a power chair?
It doesn't even.
I don't know.
You
In
do
a
that
power
all day
chair.
until your battery dies.
Oh,
But you know
battery.
what?
So
Everything
tired.
I hear, everything I hear is team oriented. You guys seem to really enjoy each other's company, and those are the right ingredients. You know, when you're mixing it all up, those are the ingredients that you need to have a successful program. So that's awesome that you feel a part of the team. You know, being new to it, and on the flip side, it's awesome that the Burgers are putting that together in Chico for people to enjoy. And you know, it'll make for some very competitive power soccer going forward. So that's exciting to see.
You know it.
Yeah. Oh, might I add, Jesse's chair is from a Power Soccer community member.
Oh,
And this Power Soccer community member happens to be in this very room. Alex.
well, okay. So you got Devin's old chair.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives you, that's awesome. So I was really glad that Josh reached out to us because I really wanted, because the chair, like the service life wasn't over, so I wanted it to go somewhere, you know, so it could still do what it does and somebody could compete in it. And that's awesome to find out, to put a face with the name, you know, that's cool. So
Yeah.
It's a great chair. It's treating me well, and I'm trying to treat it well.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah.
Although you hit a lot of people today, but that's
Trying.
hearsay.
That's such a huge thing, though. And as we
Yeah.
kind of like
These
wrap
things-
up, like I'm also starting a new team in Wisconsin, which all of our listeners know, and these guys know, but Jesse maybe doesn't. We are so lucky that we've had Courage Center, which is a part of the Minnesota United program, has donated chairs to our program. We've also had 2 past players that have sold me chairs at pretty deep discounts, if we're being real about it. It's so cool, and it just shows like this community, right? Like that, you know, these new startups are happening, new folks are jumping in power chairs, figuring out this game, loving this game, and it's so cool that like established programs and established players are willing to like, you know, part with that equipment that is, you know, quite frankly, just very difficult to obtain. It's rare, it's expensive, it is what it is. So props to Alex, props to those folks that I mentioned. It's just very cool that we can support each other like that, and it's part of this community as a whole.
I mean, it's like I was just gonna say you're like kind of passing on the torch. Like, yeah, you retired from the game, but let someone else enjoy it too. So you pass on your chair, and I think that's great.
100%. And by spreading all that stuff around, the equipment and the knowledge of sport, when we share our thoughts and all that, I mean, the league is almost at 70 teams now. So
which is wild.
That's a accomplishment in and of itself. So you know, for everybody that's been involved from the past up until this moment, to make that happen, I think is very cool. So
Cool. Well, Jesse, we can't thank you enough for being a part of the podcast. I think this was a fantastic discussion. I'm looking forward to seeing you when we see you, hopefully at Nationals. And just appreciate you joining the pod. I think you had an awesome perspective. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah, it was great being here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Anytime. And
thanks, Jesse.
Keep giving Josh a hard time out there. We
hey.
Oh, you know I will. I'll give him an extra hit on the court for you.
You already do anyways.
If you take
No,
some video,
that one's for me. This one's for him.
Love it.
if you take some
Love it.
video of them, you can send it into 3 in the Box social media, and we can post it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, welcome back, everybody, with the 3 in the Box podcast. I'm here with my friends Bill, Josh, and our special guest, Brendan Anderson. Brendan hails. Hey, Brendan hails out of Orange Park, Fleming Island, suburbs of Jacksonville, Florida. He is on the Brooks Barracudas, and he is a second-year player. So, Brendan, excited to have you here. How you doing today?
Yeah, welcome to the pod.
Welcome.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Located podcast.
Yeah. Hey, you beat out all your teammates to the podcast.
Yeah.
Even his own son.
Hey.
Oh,
True.
He's not a second-year player, so
no, he's not.
No, he's not.
that's right.
Sorry, Devin.
Brendan, I mean, what the purpose of all this today is we just really would love to hear your perspective. This is your second year in the league, so you kind of feel like you kind of got that first year jitters out of the way. You're coming into that second year. I mean, how do you feel overall? How do you assess yourself as far as where you feel like you're at within power soccer?
Well, I think I've gotten much better as the year has gone on. My first year was a little bit rough. I was still learning the sport and learning how to play and just learning all the rules and stuff. And as the second year went on, I felt like I was getting better in the game and knowing everything and getting to know some of the plays, some of the rules, and just following what coach says.
Do you listen to your coach?
Yeah.
Is that true, Alex? Alex, is that true?
He does. He really does. I mean, he's kind of a quiet guy, but
I'm kind of quiet, but when there's criticism that needs to be addressed, then
Yeah.
I take that and put it out on the court and try to make my best out of it.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's good. Take what you heard and put it to action.
Sure.
I like it.
I would say I guess let's backtrack a little bit. Let's get your background. What drew you to power soccer? What is it about power soccer that drew you in that you wanted to play?
I would say what really drew me in was just the whole competitiveness of it, and you get to meet new people and your teammates and just help them out. And I think that was very good of trying new things and just competition. And I think over the years I've really gotten to enjoy it.
Yeah. How did you actually find out about power soccer?
So when I was back in 6th grade, I went to a couple of practices, and I thought that it was really cool, and then once my brother and my sister moved out, we started making it making it traveling and we started just getting into it and making it actually a thing. So I wasn't really keen on it before, but once I was free and everything else was in place, I was like, I'll try it out.
Is there anything, Brendan, that's different about power soccer than what you expected, like before you started playing when you saw it before?
I wouldn't say there is. It just before it just seems um, more more competitive, and now that I'm actually in it, I can see that the teammates are actually welcoming me as a second year player and helping me progress and getting to know the game more. Alex and both Alex and Doug have really helped me with getting to know like what my position is and how to do my position and where to be, like when I'm forward wing or when I'm like on the court in general.
Yeah, for sure. Was it kind of intimidating before you started? Like, were there parts of it that were, I don't know how to ask this. Like, was it scary? Was it off-putting? Like you kind of said you'd seen it and weren't really sure about it. I'm just getting this feel like what was there like an initial hesitation? And the reason I ask is because I think, I hope that people listen to this that are considering playing power soccer. And I wonder if there's things we could do to make it less like intimidating.
Good question.
I would say it wasn't. It was to me it was intimidating when I was back in sixth grade because I really didn't go to much of the practices, and but now that I've gotten older, I think that it's become more calmed down, and I think that the intimidation is just what you think of it as being.
Okay, cool.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So, Brendan, what was the hardest thing to get used to that now comes easier as a second year player?
The hardest thing for me, to be honest, was getting to know the plays and like where to be in the directions and stuff. But now that I'm second year, I get to learn all that stuff, and I'm getting better at knowing where to be, and it's just gone easier as the years gone by.
What do you think the most difficult thing to adapt to is, just year by year? What's that one thing that you would like to, that you're like, oh, I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there. What do you think that might be?
I think what that might be would be the positioning on like side outs and different plays. I think I need to really work on how to like where to be and what on what plays and like what like offense and defense. I think it's a little bit. I think it's one thing that I really need to work on is that. So.
Very cool. Yeah, I didn't ask this question in our last segment with Jesse, and it just came up to me. What is your, assuming that you scored a few goals and got a couple of assists? What is your favorite thing to do in power soccer? Do you like doing 45-degree kicks, 90 kicks, 180s, cheddars? What is your favorite way
I don't.
to succeed?
To be honest, I think it's just the side hits. I think I've really worked on that. I haven't really worked on playing kicks or anything yet.
Yeah.
I'm not farther up in that. So I think I would start working on that. Just not yet. But I think side hits and just I like doing different sides and just trying it out.
It's great.
What do you, Brendan, like what would you say to somebody who's thinking about playing soccer but is slightly hesitant about joining a team?
I would say it is it is intimidating it is intimidating at first, but once you actually get into the game, it's the teammates can help you settle in and help you through it, and just help you get to know the game and just have a good time. It's a fun sport. I think that I've really grown up to love it, and the coaching and everything. That's
All right, so Brendan, what is your favorite experience so far in power soccer?
I think my favorite experience would be playing against different teams and I think the harder teams are the ones that are more fun against per se, but I think that I've thought that more of the I've thought that my favorite part would be like scoring goals or when I'm goalie blocking goals.
Is there any one moment that stands out to you, like in like a goal you scored or a block that you made against someone?
I think the one that I really like would be the Virginia one. I don't know what team we were playing against, but I think
Was
that
it Tidewater? Did you score on Tidewater?
it was
He did. He did.
Excellent. Excellent. Where's Nikki when you need her?
Oh.
Sorry,
Yeah.
carry on.
In your perspective, just walk us through that play. What you remember?
I think I remember Sarah passing it to me, and then I think I was hitting it, and then I hit it, and then it basically just rolled past the goalie. So
And what was your first thought when that happened?
I was like, this is fun. I was kind of remembering how to celebrate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll say this: that's the biggest smile I think I've ever seen you have on your face the entire time in these last 2 years is when you scored that goal. You were cheesing from ear to ear, and yeah, I know everybody. From what I remember from the sideline, is every single one of your teammates was cheering for you. All the fans that traveled to Virginia with us, they were all cheering for you. I know mom and dad were cheering for you, so that was a cool moment. That was very cool. I love to see when hard work pays off, and you've been working hard in practice. And sometimes I think for the younger guys in the sport, man, you can get it's easy to get frustrated in this sport because there's so many good players, and then it just gets it gets bogged down in the middle, and there's no space, and then you're just like, man, I've been working on this for so long and it's not coming to fruition. And then when it finally does, what a moment those moments are. So yeah, it's very cool.
That's awesome.
I think one of the other things that helped me was Sarah and one of the other players coming up to me and helping me with like where to be and like just just positioning wise is I think their coaching has really helped too as much as you and Doug, Alex.
Well, I appreciate that, and I always preach communication with my team. Anybody should be out there. When you're out there, I expect you to be talking to each other because I mean you have to. This is a game, and with the high speed and the moving pieces, you have to constantly be in communication. Like, I'm here, I'm open. Oh, yeah. It's yours, right? Because the ball always seems to go like this, and there's two players, and then, if you don't say anything, boom, 2-on-1. But if you say something, I got it, somebody peels off, and then,
Yep.
That's the
Yeah, I think that's another thing that I've learned is like especially in Virginia, I was more like loud and like trying to like you put me as forward wing. I was like I'm here, I'm on your left,
yeah.
I'm just letting her know that I'm here to score. So
Which is good, and I would say that's one huge thing that you've learned from the first year to the second year is your communication has gotten better, right? You're no longer timid to tell your teammates, "Hey, um, like where you don't want to like ruffle feathers or anything. Now you're just out there playing, so that's good. It's good to see."
And I think a lot of that comes from confidence, right? Like the longer
yeah,
you do something, the more comfortable you get, the more confident you are, then the
yeah,
more vocal you can be because you're not hesitant about like, well, I'm to your left, but am I supposed to be? Then once you're good and like you're like, nope, I'm where I'm supposed to be, then you can open your mouth and do a little more collaborating with your teammates, which is when good things happen. So that's
yeah,
awesome.
That's actually a good point, Bill. Like, yeah, I guess you could be a little bit quiet if you're a little unsure where to be, but you
Yeah, I
still
mean, you're
want
not
to.
gonna be jumping up and down screaming for the ball if you're not
Right.
sure where you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
Yeah.
and
you got to
Yeah.
be confident
that's
here
how I
first.
was when the when I first started. I was like, I don't know where to be. I
Mm.
need the teammates to help me
Yeah.
figure out where I'm supposed to be. And I know they're trying, but it's I think the coaching has really helped with that as well.
Yeah.
Aw.
And you're a goalie, right?
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
so I think being a goalie, to me, I feel like that expedite your thinking process of power soccer because
Yeah,
when you're back there, you see the plays developing in front of you, so you can see where everybody needs to be, and then you kind of emulate that in your
yeah,
third year, fourth year, fifth year kind of career. So
yeah,
I think being a goalie is probably the best. To me, that's the best way to expedite the learning process of power
yeah,
soccer. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like the natural learning curve when people first come into the league, I think everybody went through this. I mean, most everybody. I guess can't really speak for everybody,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
you're either starting out as a goalie or the
Hmm.
most. You're either the forward wing or weak side wing or what.
Hmm.
Every team calls it something a little bit different, but
Hmm.
you're either all the way forward or all the way back, and
Yeah.
then you learn from there. And as you gain experience, then you move into the middle, right? So, um, yeah, I think you're on the right path,
Yeah.
and yeah, just doing good stuff.
Well.
You know what I really like about this interview,
Hmm.
um, even though Brendan is a naturally quiet guy, not
Hmm.
everybody in the league is going to be an outgoing personality such as Jesse was or
Yep.
one of us, right? There are
Yep.
a
Hmm.
lot of people that are just like Brendan,
Yep.
who, Brendan's a man of few words, but when he
Yeah.
speaks, speaks volumes, and
Hmm.
that's perfectly fine.
Hmm.
Um, but I know there's people that are going to watch this and be like, man, I can really relate to Brendan because I, I don't want to yell at my teammates. I don't
yeah,
want to necessarily tell people what to do. But as he's gaining confidence, he's starting to do those things towards his teammates, which is perfect.
That's
Um,
great.
it's just you coming out of your shell, which is
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
And
big
everybody has their own pace of when they actually break through. So
Yeah. You gotta wait for that aha moment.
yeah. And to
Yeah.
piggyback on the positioning, the positioning part, I was really struggling when Alex would put me in forward wing, and then I would get a 2-on-1, and I would be confused by it. I'm like, I don't know, like I didn't know the rules at that moment. I was like, what did I do wrong?
Right.
And then it's the separation that's hard.
Hmm. Just get out of the way.
You always want to you always want to move in, but you don't want to get too close, so you want to move out.
Mm-hmm.
Finding that balance can be difficult for even the best of players, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
all right, Brendan. Well, we definitely appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us for a little bit and giving us some perspective.
Thank you.
And I think this will help a lot of the first year, second year players who are working on, coming out of that bubble. So we definitely appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you at practice on Thursday. All right.
Actually, I'm not going to be at practice on Thursday.
Oh, you're going to tell me on the pod? Breaking news. We always get breaking news on the pod. So, okay. All right. Well, I'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan.
All
We
right.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate it.
See you later.
See ya.
Like anybody knows me.